tend to buy things that are physical. I'm even getting like really nostalgic for like old stuff. I got picked up Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg on PC physical, just because it's somewhat rare, and you just will never see this again. And the fact that this game is just one of my favorite games, my favorite GameCube games for sure, in my top 10. Yeah, I just wanted a physical copy of the, because I know that there was a PC release and was kind of rare. I've gotten back into like getting VHSs even, like Ghost in the Shell here, and people are like, this is not the way you want to watch this. And we have way better ways to watch this, but for me, I grew up with these things, so it's a kind of a charm thing. There's a charm to it, watching it this way. I'll watch it, the clean, super clean version of it as well, but I just like having this, that's just a personal taste thing for me. But there's some things that aren't on anything better, aren't on DVD even, or Blu-ray, stuff like this Panzer Dragoon animated kind of movie, short movie, Dragon Shadow on the Ground, The Shape of Destiny. But yeah, I mean, you won't find this any other way other than this. And so when these things go away, we're left to streaming, which is a really sad thing. I got some more physical movie stuff here. I got The Outer Limits, was my favorite series in the 90s. It's not HBO, the Showtime series. I even picked up, just knock my camera all over, please. Even picked up Beauty and the Beast on DVDs, because I like physical copies of things. Sure, I can get all this stuff digitally, I can download it or whatever, but there's something about having it, physically and whatnot. And, get back into Switch. Fast RMX, this was one of my favorite games on the Switch, especially in the early days. And Shannon and was it Super Rare? Yeah, Super Rare got together and made a physical copy of it, which I love that. Like this, I'll never open this ever, but I've actually got 2 copies that I will never open. But it's great to have this. It's one of my favorite games that I will never see. I wish Shannon would do that more. I wish they would bring back some of the other games that they put out on Wii U and 3DS and make physical copies of those. Like, my God, what is it? The shooter game, the Body Wars type shooter game that was on. That's fantastic. The twin stick shooter. And the Art of Balance games, the Jet Rocket games, like they got a lot of stuff that they can put on, physically out there. Make it a Switch version, because I'm sure, I hope that the Switch cart variants are still out there. I think there's like a 4 gigabyte cart, 8 gigabyte, 16, and a 32 gigabyte cart for Switch. I don't know why that's not a thing for Switch 2. I speculated that maybe that the Switch 2 cartridges are faster in speed reading capability, and the Switch 1 carts aren't fast enough. So even if that was the case, I came up with the idea of, well, just put the game physically on a Switch 1 cart, because we know Switch 1 games will still work in Switch 2, and have us have to download it to our hard drives on the Switch 2. If it needs to be faster, kind of like what happened with Xenoblade Chronicles X on Wii U. Xenoblade Chronicles X on Wii U, you needed to download a portion of the game because it just wasn't fast enough. The disk drive isn't fast enough on Wii U to read the game fast enough. So I was like, well, okay, we'll have us do that with Switch 1 carts with Switch 2 games. So have the game, the Switch 2 game on a Switch 1 cart, but you have to download it. Like that's a requirement to download it to your hard drive or download it to your memory card. And there, problem solved. You won't have to pay for the 64 gigabyte cards, and it's still physical. You still need the physical copy to download and play it. But instead of being on a server, the data is on the Switch 1 cart. For the Switch 2 game, and I think that fixes the problem. Obviously it won't work. The game won't work in a Switch 2 or Switch 1 because of the higher, the different. I'm sure there's slightly different architecture and whatnot, and you can stop it from working on a Switch 1, obviously, because it won't be able to run. With the graphical settings and the frame rates and all that, so it won't be able to work on a Switch 1. Obviously put Switch 2 on the box like you can do everything else, and have it be a Switch 1 card, but you download it. You have to download it, and we have to do that already with with PlayStation 5 discs. We have to do that. We have to do that with Xbox Series discs. You have to download it. You're not reading it from the system. So this is something we're already used to. Why isn't Nintendo doing that? Why isn't that an option? Again, if the reports are true, that really annoys me. And I won't be able to have cool things like this. This is, speaking of my VHSs, this is a VHS style kind of special edition for Shredder's Revenge, which is fantastic. And I will never open this. Look at that. It even has the looks like a VHS at the bottom. That's cool. To compare it to an actual VHS. Actually, oh, it's about the same size. Yeah, it is the same size. I didn't realize that. But yeah, it looks just like a VHS, which is very cool. I didn't even realize that. I thought it was a little smaller. But yeah, here's another indie darling. Well, at least to me anyway. A Hunt Down. This is a fantastic game. I played first on Steam Deck, and here it is physically. And it's, of course, I'm gonna buy it physically because I love this game on Steam Deck, and I wanted a physical copy. A lot of people do that. Companies, they will go out and buy a game physically after they already paid for it digitally. That happens a lot. RZ, which is a kind of a homage to the CDI Zelda games, and I wanted a physical copy of it. And Limited Run hooked that up. So there you have it, and it's really cool. It's a really cool thing to have physically, especially. Heck, even DLC. This is DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but it came out physically as a standalone game. This is a standalone game. So in the future, if that happens with a new Xenoblade Chronicles game, I mean, Nintendo will probably still eat the cost of it, but other companies wouldn't do that. They'll just release it as digital DLC, whereas this is a standalone physical copy, which is great. Again, with special edition, this is Castlevania Collection, which has the kind of NES cartridge look, NES box look, which is awesome, from Limited Run, and you'll just never see that again anymore. And it's sad. And as far as that, like I said, being a last console, I just want to show this real quick because I love this. Starlink, you guys know Starlink Battle for Atlas. They were selling these for like $10 at one point. And I remember like Arlo, the YouTuber Arlo, he bought like 20 copies or something of it because it was just so cheap. And it's just cool to have a physical R-Wing. Obviously, the game itself, you have to download from a server for even the physical game that's in here. It's not on the disc. It's not on the cart. I don't know why. Is it that large? Maybe they just didn't want to pay for a larger cart. But yeah, I love this. This is the kind of stuff that will disappear when we're in an all physical or all digital realm. And so, I mean, eventually here and there, companies will come out with products that serve my interests as a gamer, my needs as a gamer. And Evercade is one of them. So, while I say Switch 2 could be the last console I buy, I'll probably just go full PC at that point, after the point. I don't see a real need in buying the next Xbox console, especially if it's going to be digital only. There's a pretty good chance, even if it's not digital only, it'll be basically what it is with a lot of the games that come out now. It's just a disc with a code that you're downloading from a server that allows you to do that. But like Evercade, this is a company I came onto in the last couple years or so. They release these consoles that play retro games. This is the Evercade versus R. This is the variant that I like because I didn't like the original version. It's kind of like a beige, light white with like red trim. I didn't like the coloring of it, so I like this. And this also comes with Tomb Raider collection. So you get Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3, and it's a physical cart, as you can see right there. On the back there, that's what it comes with, and you can see it on the shelf behind me. See if I can point right there. There's a stack of Evercade games right there. You can see, and there's a couple more there. And it's like these retro games, but in physical form. And this is fantastic. And on the back here, you can see a bunch of collections, IRM collection, Commodore 64 collection. But this is great. I mean, it's there's a new game console with physical games that come out for it, and they have manuals. Remember manuals? It's fantastic. And I also bought this edition of it, which has gotten pretty expensive recently. I got this. This is basically the Duke Nukem edition, the Atomic edition they call it, and it comes with Duke Nukem 1 and 2. Actually, I'll go ahead and open it up. I'm pretty sure I did an unboxing or whatever some time ago, but I really like the look of it right there. You can see there. Oh yeah, I have my Evercade actually right here, by the way. That's the current. This is the one I play on. This is the one that came with Tomb Raider and whatnot. And actually, you can. Let's just put this over here. Really take this out, but yeah, there's nothing really to show under that. I'll take everything out. But yeah, it's a nice, cool edition of it. It's gotten 2 and 3 times the cost of it, as far as the value went up, because this is a rare kind of special edition of the Evercade Versus, and it comes with Duke Nukem Collection. I think it comes with, like, does it say on here? It should say, but I guess it doesn't say on the outside. But it's like Duke Nukem 1 and 2, and then it has like the PlayStation Duke Nukem games and Duke Nukem 3D, which is very cool. And like I said, this is the variation I actually play on, the variant. And you can see there's 2 carts. It takes 2 carts at one time. There's Duke Nukem Collection 1 in there, I think, and then Pico Collection cart. So there's multiple games on those 2 carts, or each cart that they sell has multiple games on it. So that's cool. And I also bought the handheld version. So it's cool because the game saved to the cart itself. So I can just, I can kind of switch this, where I can take it on the go with the handheld, and just take the cart. And it's the same. They both use the same cart, which is cool. And then I can take the, when I'm here, I can just play it on my TV with the home console, and it's almost like docking it, but not. And I could dock it. It does have the HDMI out. So, but yeah, that's just the kind of stuff we're gonna lose with the future of gaming. That really saddens me that we won't, have in the future. And the Switch 2 could very well be the last console. Like I'm already noticing that, I'm not gonna buy key cards. That's just not something I'm gonna do. It's not for me. It'll work for some people. It won't work for me. So I'm already gonna be buying way less games on my Switch than I have on Switch 2 than I have on Switch. I have nearly 200 Switch 1 games. Physically, I'm going to be buying significantly less on Switch 2 unless something changes as far as the carts go. They implement the idea that I had, or something. Something has to change. It'll mostly be a Nintendo first-party console, and whoever decides to put out a physical game fully on the cart, I'll get that. So I'll be getting Daemon X Machina. I thought it was still up here, but it's not. It's actually right here. I'll be getting Daemon X Machina, because I got the first one with the cool Split Pad Pro. I'll be getting that physically. I'll be getting Cyberpunk 2077. Like I said, I'll be rebuying that because it has crossplay, so I can have a nice way to play it on the go. Like I said, I don't like how it looks on Steam Deck, and so I never wanted to buy that version. But now I can get the Switch 2 version, and play that on the go. So I'll be getting that, and again, it'll be first party stuff mostly. And I have no problem not buying these games. Like some people, there's no way you're a gamer. I can stop buying this stuff. There's plenty of stuff, as you can see, around me. There's plenty of, console games that I missed out on in the past. I can just start paying for that and buying that stuff and playing those games. I don't need to, buy future games. Again, I have Game Pass, so I'm not buying those games. I'm subscribed to a service, so it's like Netflix. And unless the game comes out physically, like even Game Pass games that come out physically, I go out and buy, and it has to be like physical, like really physical, not no card, key card on a disc. I have to do the research. You got to be a researcher to figure out if the game's actually on these discs today, because they don't really tell you. Nintendo, at least, to their credit, tells you that, hey, you're downloading most of this game, or all of this game, basically. But the other companies don't really do that. They just say little simple thing. They like you internet required. That doesn't tell you that I'm downloading the game from a server. It just says you need internet to play this game, which is crazy. There should be laws against that, where you're telling me I have to have another thing to use this thing that I have. If like I said, if I have the player, like a DVD player, like if you have a DVD player and you have the game, or excuse me, the movie, you put the movie into the DVD player and play it. I shouldn't have to then also be required to have an internet connection to play that movie that I bought. And that should be the same thing when it comes to video games. I should not have to have freaking internet connection to play this physical thing that I bought. I personally, that's how I feel. Obviously, if you're buying from something on the internet, you need an internet connection for that. But if I'm buying a retail thing, I should not then also be required to have internet connection to get that thing that I bought to work, because that technically is a hidden cost. Like there should be a law against that. I think maybe I'm crazy, but that doesn't seem like it should be a thing. I go to the store, I buy something, I take home, I put it in the player, it should work. I shouldn't have to then also do another step to have it work. That's crazy to me. But that's where we are. A lot of people don't even think about it. They don't even care. They just consume these things, and it doesn't, go any deeper than that for them. But for me, it really bothers me. I've been saying it for a decade now on this website, and I just don't like it. But here we are. So yeah, Switch 2, like Rob of Rule of 2, could be the last console I buy. I'm already not as excited as I would be because of these things are kind of weighing on my purchase, and definitely hurts. And so, like I said, for those of you who try to defend Nintendo and say, hey, it's not Nintendo's fault. Nintendo, everybody's doing this as far as like you having to download stuff or doing the keycard thing. Yeah, you're right. That's not a Nintendo thing, right? But what is Nintendo's fault is the fact that they no longer offer, if the reports are true, they no longer offer cheaper carts for smaller companies to use or other companies to use, so they can it be more financially viable to do that. That is their fault. And also, if you make a console with the form factor that you make this console in, where it takes cartridges and whatnot, that is on you. That is on you. This is what you made. You then have to foot the bill for the things that you want your consumers to buy, if this is how you're presenting this console. So to me, that is a Nintendo problem, because they're showing this is how they presented their console, and just put more carts out, more size carts, cheaper carts, so smaller games don't have to buy a 64 gigabyte. That's crazy. When I heard that report for the first time, I was like, there's no way that's true. But again, Nintendo's not refuting it. And again, that's what the information is out there. So yeah, that's my video. This is a super long video. I might have to cut this up into 2 parts. I probably will do that. But yeah, that's just how I feel. Maybe it's just me being an old man. I'm getting old now, I'm getting curmudgeon-y. But no, I just think I've always felt this way. So now it's all coming to fruition finally in the digital only space. and this is how it's manifesting. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below for sure. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you can get more videos like this. And thank you for watching and listening. And now, see you fools next time. Peace out.